day, students. Today we're going to be doing a pre-quiz review problems to get you ready for the quiz that we're about to take on right angle trigonometry. So write down the title of the notes, pre-quiz review. All right, what we're going to be working on today is basically um, demonstrating mastery on right angle trigonometry. All right, so let's take a look at question number one. Go ahead and write that down. It says find the value of the trig functions indicated. So for number one, we're looking for the value of sine theta in this right triangle right here. Okay, so let's put SOHCAHTOA on the side while you write that down. SOHCAHTOA. So we want to look for sine. So let's label this triangle first to see if we have everything we need. If we don't, then we have to figure it out. All right, so since this is the angle, that automatically makes this side right here, that side, the opposite. Okay, so this is the opposite. This is the adjacent, and the longest side is the hypotenuse. Okay, all right, so we know that from sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. If we look at this triangle right here, we know that the hypotenuse is 25, but we're missing the opposite. So what do? We need to find it, okay? So using Pythagorean theorem, we can find out what the missing side here is, or the opposite. So the legs can be called A or B, doesn't matter. I can call this A, and call this leg B, and then the longest side I'll call C, all right? So let's write down the equation to find the opposite. So it's going to be A squared plus B squared equals C squared. All right, so let's plug in the values of A, B, and C, and then we're going to look for the missing side, which is B. All right, so A is 24, so we have 24 squared plus B squared equals 25 squared. Okay, all right, let's figure this out. You can fire up your calculators. 24 squared. 24 squared is 576, and 25 squared is 625. So 576 and 625. So 576, wrong color. 576 plus b squared equals 625. Now to get b by itself, we subtract 576 from both sides. And then we have b squared equals, subtract 576 from 625, you end up with 49. Okay, and then three both sides to get b. B is going to be 7. All right, so opposite is 7. So this side is 7. Now can we find the sine? Absolutely. So sine theta is opposite, which is 7, over hypotenuse, which is 25. So there goes the ratio for sine. So that basically means that our answer is A. Answer for this question is A. Okay? All right, let's take a look at another example. Let's find cosecant theta. What on earth is cosecant? I know SOHCAHTOA, right? SOHCAHTOA. Right? So everybody write this down. Just draw the right triangle and label the parts. Now I want to find cosecant theta. Let me redraw the triangle over here, a bigger one, so I can fully annotate the whole thing. Okay. So let's say we have this triangle right here. I don't like this triangle. Let me draw another one. Let's draw something like this one. Uh-oh. Okay, so there goes our triangle. This is theta. This is 8 and 17. So now we want to figure out cosecant. What is cosecant? I know from identities that cosecant theta is 1 over sine. 1 over sine theta. So if I can figure out what sine is, I just flip my answer, and that will tell me what cosecant is. Okay? So I need to find sine first, and I know sine is opposite over hypotenuse from SOHCAHTOA, from SO. Alright? So in this triangle, this side, this is the angle, this side right here is opposite, and this is the hypotenuse. Okay? Do we have enough information to find sine theta? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so sine theta is basically 8 over 17. Okay? So that's the sine. So the question is our answer B? Did the question ask for sine? Absolutely not. The question asked for cosecant. So to get cosecant, we're just going to simply reciprocate sine 17 over 8, and that's the correct answer. The correct answer is C. Okay, so please be careful about what you're asked to find. Alright? Alright, so that's that. Now let's move on to another example. Let's take a look at this one. Question 3. It says find cotangent theta. Alright, find cotangent theta. So, let's see. What on earth is cotangent? We know SOHCAHTOA. From our identities, we know that cotangent theta is 1 over tan. Right? 1 over tan. So if we can reciprocate tan, then we can find cotangent. So if we can find tan first from SOHCAHTOA, we'll flip it and then we'll get cotangent. Alright? So what do we know tan is? So tan theta is what? Opposite over adjacent. So let's find it. If this is our angle, that makes this side the opposite. And then this right here is the adjacent. Right? This is the adjacent. And over here is the hypotenuse. We don't need a hypotenuse for this. So let's find tan theta. So tan theta is simply opposite, which is 8, over adjacent, which is 15. Alright, is that our answer? No, the question asked for cotangent, so we need to reciprocate this result. So cotangent theta equals opposite, the reciprocal of this, which is 15 over 8. Alright, so there goes your answer. The correct answer to this question is C. Alright, let's move on to question 4. Cosine theta, we will have to find in this triangle. Let me sketch one for myself here because I don't like how that one looks. So there you have it. Alright, so write down the question. We're going to find cosine theta in this triangle. So this is a 90-degree angle. This is 20 root 2. This is 20. And this angle right here is theta. Okay? Alright, so we're looking for cosine. We know SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA tells us that cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, right? Cosine theta is adjacent over the hypotenuse. Okay? So in this problem, since that's theta, that automatically makes this side the opposite. This is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse. And this right here is the adjacent. Alright? So we know the hypotenuse, check, but we do not know what the adjacent is. So what we need to do here is we need to find what the adjacent is using Pythagorean theorem, and then we can find out what the ratio is. So let's find out what the adjacent is. So we're going to do a squared plus b squared plus c squared, Pythagorean theorem. Remember, the hypotenuse is always c, the longest side. And then this one or this one, it doesn't matter which you call a or b, alright, because they both legs. Alright, so let's call this one a, and let's call this b. Okay? Alright, let's plug in these values here and use it to find a. So a squared remains a squared since we don't know what it is. B squared is 20 squared equals c squared, which is 20 root 2 squared. Okay? So a squared stays as a squared plus 20 squared is 400. And then 20 root 2 squared is 20 squared, which is 400, times root 2 squared, which is just 2. Because when you square root 2, the square and the square root cancel out, so you just left with 2. And then you times that with 20 squared, okay? So there you have it. So you can have a squared plus 400 equals 800. Next, you subtract 400 from both sides. Subtract 400, subtract 400. And then you have a squared equals 400. Now to get a, you root both sides, the left and the right. And then you have a equals 20. Alright? So a is 20. We now know what the adjacent is. So now we're going to find cosine. So cosine theta from K is adjacent of a hypotenuse. Adjacent is 20 and divided by the hypotenuse, which is 20 root 2. Alright, the 20s can be reduced. So 20 goes here 1, 20 goes here 1. So you're going to have 1 over root 2. You may not have a square root as a denominator, so we need to rationalize the denominator, right? 1 over root 2. So to simplify this, we'll have root 2 and root 2, top and bottom, root 2, root 2. So we'll end up with root 2 on the top over 2. So that is what cosine theta is. So cosine theta is root 2 over 2. So your answer is B. Okay? So cosine theta equals root 2 over 2. Alright? That's that. Thanks for watching this clip.